Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. My name is Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon.
Maximus Shans. Buster Bilgewater.
That's right, one less voice on the intro here, as we found the entrance to the Fey Realm, but upon bringing these statues into alignment, Ataraxia has disappeared from the three members of the adventuring party. Where did he go? What is happening? How will our players react? Let's find out right now on I Cast Fireball. So,
No,
Max?
Buster definitely is like looking around, sees the other two of them, and he kind of like walks forward and taps one of the statues with his staff.
Yeah, the statues are there, but they seem to be almost like drained of color. These are stone statues, to be clear, but where before there was like a little bit more like greenery on them, like leaves and like maybe some moss, these statues seem to be drained of that, almost like a brown now in cases where once there was vibrancy.
Buster goes, "We're still here, guys. Max, like you can hear like he's like approaching panic rapidly, but is
What happened, Buster?
He's
You're the magic guy. What happened?
he's not here. Detect magic. I pop it.
As you pop Detect Magic, there is vestiges of magic that are, I'll say for the sake of just narrative, they're dissipating, right? They are from these statues. The magic is leaving them for the time being, for this moment. What once was filled to the brim with magic as you walked in, because you had cast it before in the front, talking to the Guardian and then walking in. But that magic is now, you don't feel that surge of magic. And you, from just being an arcane wizard, you know, like, a large source of magic has been depleted from this area for the time being.
Okay, so I'm not catching anything with there's nothing magical going on here, guys. There's nothing magical. Okay. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. He goes, by the horns reach through quiet skies, reveal and locate my chosen prize, the kalimba. Where's the kalimba? And I cast locate object, looking for his kalimba. If it's in within 100 feet, I can detect it.
Yes. Wise decision, as Ataraxia is never far without his kalimba, his instruments, his writing utensils, his epic poems.
Where are you?
But as you cast locate object, the kalimba is not within your 100-foot, which is odd because it should be within 100 feet. It should be here. Ataraxia was right next to you.
Buster drops his staff. He goes, he's not here. He's nowhere around here.
While Buster was doing that, like for the first like 5 seconds, Max like kind of like with everyone started looking around, and as he kind of realizes at least that Ataraxia is not there, Max will walk over to a stone bench. How do I know there's a stone bench there? Because I improv'd it, baby. There's a stone bench in this place. We'll walk over to like a stone bench that's in this like weird little courtyard with the statues that we're in, and just kind of like sit down and just kind of like be staring off, and just not like there's weirdly not worry, which is probably worrying, but there's not worry.
Since we are new to this place, is there any writing on any of these statues? We saw several of the statues and they were on different places. Is there maybe an arch or some writing on the pedestals or something that Ignis can maybe deduce what, like, I'll turn all of them toward the center and poof, you'll go to is there any instructions that she could find on any of the different pedestals?
Yeah, go and roll an investigation check. Let's take a look here.
14.
14. Yeah, so with a 14, you are going around to these stone arches. You're going around to the statues themselves. does appear to be some sort of writing on some of these statues. What languages do you understand or can you read?
Ignis, in her studies, has learned Common, Celestial, Dwarven, Elven, Sylvan, Draconic, and has slowly been learning Aquan.
Good heavens.
She's a linguist. She has, one of my feats is linguist and a high intelligence, so she has a lot of languages.
So because you know Sylvan, you can read this text. As you read Sylvan, as you read this Sylvan language, this is the text that you read. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. 4 statues. Bring them together. Facing the first world, which you, Ignis, deduced to be the portal that was in the center of this clearing. Facing the first world, joined almost, but with the song of the ancients, can be brought whole. One may cross, and one may come for a season time. That's all the text that you can find.
Buster's lighting incense. I'm going to start casting ritually.
All right. Buster's starting a ritual cast, which we know is 10 minutes.
As Ignis stands up, she points to the line on the stone where it says one may cross. And she'll reread it. Do you think he knew? Do you think he knew? Did those fauns tell him only one could cross?
Sea is with me and I am one with its waves. The sea is with me and I am one with its waves. And he's just locked in.
Yeah.
And she'll turn and look at the exact opposite on the spectrum of one completely freaking out and one being just so uncharacteristically zen. Well, what do we do now? Our captain's gone. It says only one can cross. How are we supposed to follow him now?
Max will look up as Buster's kind of doing his own thing and just, I'm not sure we can, or we're supposed to.
What do you mean we're not supposed to? He's our captain.
Yes, and our goal was, if I'm recalling correctly, to get him home.
No. Our orders were to find his mother, not to let him go off into the Feywild with who knows what's over there. We need to go find him. What's the other way, Dad? What was the other way? And she starts rifling through her notes and her books she has had on her, trying to remember if she'd found going along her rumors and her Feywild books.
Yes, the books you picked up and things like that, right?
Because we talked about the Brian Banshee probably not being to the Feywild, but not totally sure. And so in her inability to have physical information or like emotional information, she goes to physical books.
Yeah, of course. Since we're doing it quickly, you're not spending days and days and days of research. Let's do another investigation check here, Ignis.
Oh, sure. She was just emotionally doing it, but I'll do a check.
Sure, yeah.
Let's involve the dice.
That would be a natural 20, was that? So 22 on that. In her frantic state as she's rifling through her books, does she come across perhaps any either inspiration or information from the words?
Yeah, so just inspiration, just how to get to the first world, how to get to the Fey realm. Is that the big thing?
Or inspiration on what to do next. If there was somebody that maybe you talked to, or it mentioned a sorcerer somewhere who would have information, something just something that sparks what to do next.
So with these, and these are the general books that we discussed in a previous episode of just general information about the Fey realm, right? Or the first world in general, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that in mind, with your 22, you find information that you've already read before, but in this moment, it starts to like come into focus of the Fey realm. It's the first world. There's a lot of magic there, way more than this material plane that we have here. That's where some of the old gods live. It's where some of the trickster gods live. It's really kind of a tricky place. You also read that time is different there. You read that things are more permanent in the Fey realm. Even like things of whimsy, like you could permanently forget your name by just having a simple conversation with a certain creature. But as a result, things can be bound more permanently across all of the realms, which you know because of Ataraxia's curse, right? and things like that. So all of these things are coming to your mind and your remembrance as you're kind of just reading through this frantically with this desperation to pull these nuggets, and you're finding truth and you're finding good information that is true about the Fey realm. But how's this going to help you get back to Ataraxia? How's this going to help you get to Ataraxia? There are portals, yes, but it's always like, if you find a portal, where would a portal be? Like, who to talk to? It's unclear about that. This is just information after you already get there, but you are trying to get there, and your one avenue is shut before you here, and in frustration, you slam the books together as this information seems to be almost useless to find a direct portal.
You hear Buster start to his words start to blur together, and he starts going, the seas with me, I'm with waves, the waves to be, the seas with the waves, and I'm in the sea. Come on! And he's here, you slam the book, and then he goes, it's the fauns. It's the fauns. We need, the fauns did this. Those Fey women. They're I knew we couldn't trust them. I knew that they would give him bad information, and Buster's like he's definitely going off tilt. He's like, we gotta talk. We're going to get them, and we will force them to open this up again, and to get him back.
Ignis will go over to Buster as he's rambling and pull him up right underneath his armpit to a stand. All right then, let's go. Max, are you with us? That's our best lead on what to do for Ataraxia. They're from the Feywild. They'll know. Let's go.
What are we doing?
We're gonna kill those fauns, and Buster's already got the pack on, and he's walking away.
Information. Buster. We need information.
Right.
Are you coming, Max? You know the captain would come for you.
I'm just very confused here. He's just kind of starts shaking his head. I'm very confused. For the longest time, we've all, to one extent or another, have questioned our captain in his authority, his figuurship on our ship. And yet right now, more than anything, you want to find him. He's home. He went home.
He didn't go home. He's not from the Fey realm, Max. He's a kid. He grew up in a town, off an island.
He did, but his being is of that realm. His nature is of that realm. I'm not saying, Buster, it's not dangerous. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he's where he wants to be. I'm okay going to look for him. I love Ataraxia, but I think we need to acknowledge we're going to find him because of what we miss, not because of what he's in.
As Buster and Max are arguing, Ignis will peer into the other parallel realms. And around her, she sees these golden threads that, as they come down from the sky, will almost spread and create thread-like people. That's how she'll see her echoes in these other places. And in other timelines, she sees other times that Ataraxia wasn't the one who went through. It was Buster. In another one, it was Max. In another, it was Ignis. And in another one, somebody else came through. There an endless cycle of timelines, and all the Ataraxias that she can focus on are just as not panicked, but motivated to try and find us. Because for a moment, Ignis considers what Max is saying and thinks, well, if he wants to stay, maybe that, he's gone. Max is right. He's in the Feywild. Maybe we should just... She misinterprets it. She thinks he just to leave him. But as she sees these other echoes of Ataraxia going to save whoever went through the portal, she connects that with the leadership that she wants to show, and realizing that Ataraxia really would. Not just conceptually she understands it, she can see it. That Ataraxia would be motivated to come and save us, too.
Tight. Yeah.
And so, as she hears Max talking about the reasons why we're going to save him, Ignis will say, "You're right, Max. He is there. We can't just leave him behind. He's one of us. He's our captain."
We were supposed to go together. We were supposed to be together, all of us. He's by himself.
Ignis nods.
I mean, And Max would kind of stand up and start walking toward the group. I get that's what we wanted, but this is Fey magic. There's always a trick and a chance, and we got tricked. I guess that's why I'm not reacting that same as you, because I expected...
This isn't a fate thing, Max.
I'm not
this isn't
saying
a fate
it
thing.
is. I'm saying I'm fine us going to find the captain. I'm fine with that. But I'm also saying, if we're going to do that, we got to stop questioning each other and him. If he's the captain and we're going to go find him, then he's the captain.
I don't think he should be the captain. I don't think he should have ever been the captain.
Buster, then who are you going to find?
I'm going to find Ataraxia. I'm going to find a kid that I care about. I love him, okay? I love him.
Right when he says that, Max is going to go and hug Buster.
He's out there, and Buster doesn't even respond to the hug. He just keeps talking kind of wide. He's he's by himself, and we were supposed to be there, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I can't lose him, and I can't. He doesn't have us, Max. And Buster's just gone. It's tears are coming down his eyes.
Echoing in Max's mind is his talk with Buster a couple days ago, or weeks, or the timeline that we have of him just asking Buster to care. I just ask that you care about us, too. And I will try better to care about you. And he'll kind of pull away from Buster a little bit as he's kind of, not calming down, but kind of going quiet to it. And he's like, with that attitude, I will follow you to all of the hells to find our friend.
Okay, and just so we're clear, the Buster's that invigorates him and kind of puts him back in the present a little bit instead of spiraling. And he kind of goes, as you guys turn and keep walking back towards Olo, he goes, just to be clear, if I ever end up on the other side of a random portal that we're going through and by myself, I want you to find me and not be okay with it.
I understand.
Just to be clear, let's be clear.
Let's set a baseline here.
Ignis will look back at Buster saying that as she's walking, go, I'd come for you.
Yeah, and I'd come for both of you too, just so we're clear.
And I would too. And Max just smiles.
You three take an inspiration. That was beautiful.
Let's go kill those two fauns.
We do need to address
kill
that.
We need information first before you do the killing.
Right, plan.
You got
We
to
need
give
a
it
plan.
in the right order, otherwise you don't ever get the information you need.
To be fair,
he's a smart kid. He's a smart kid. He's got time, right? It's not he can figure things out. He's clever.
I get he's a kid, but I think if one of us got stuck in the Feywild, he probably has the highest chance of survivability until we get there.
Right.
Also, I don't
friends.
think we go in guns blazing to these fawns. I don't know if they tricked him or they've been tricked by this portal. If they did, then yeah, let's kill him. I'm 100% done with that if they actually were let's trick him. But Fae don't view tricks like we do. They view it like opportunity.
Right. And we don't want to incur the ire of the local enforcers.
Screw them. We could kill all of them.
Yeah, you're right.
But
no. It's stab first, ask questions later right now in Olo. So, okay, low profile, smart. Gotta stay smart. Okay. Buster's calming himself down.
As the three of you recall, this is a almost half day's journey to get back, as it was up high in the mountains, with an urgency to get back to the port of Olo.
I just imagine us passing that Ent, by the way, and then being like, well, what? And we're being like, screw you!
Screw you!
Not today!
I see you.
I like the idea of him sitting there going
This statement is a lie.
just absolutely
One of us
tells the truth, and one.
I will go ahead and embrace one level of exhaustion mechanically for the sake of not stopping at all and just completely hoofing it the whole way there.
Yeah, I think that is reasonable to I will say instead of voluntarily taking it, let's roll a Constitution saving throw here for each of you to see if you can push yourself to the degree of saving a few hours time or at least a hour to then get to not take on exhaustion.
Natural 20.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'll take exhaustion. A 15 for Ignis.
I'm carrying the magic chest.
What do we add to it? Sorry.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I have a -2 on all my saving throws, so that's a big old 3.
A 3.
Max is
I
real
carry
tired.
Max. And
The emotional weight. But I could
carry you, Mr. Frodo.
And the emotional baggage chest.
Emotional baggage chest. Oh man. And let's not forget, Ignis's hair is different.
Yes, it
Right.
is. We will readdress that.
It's blonde, right? I
She
made
is
it blonde?
quite upset about it. It's prismatic, I believe. I think it's shifting.
Oh yes,
isn't it?
it's prismatic. That's right.
I love the idea of all of us showing up like bedraggled and like weather worn from walking through the forest, or hair changing color, at the fake creatures being like, "You need to explain some things."
You got some splaining to do.
That whole
You got
scene
some
like answers
splaining to
itself.
do.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. Yeah, so Buster, you are leading the pack, and Ignis and Max, you are following up close behind, but despite all odds, Buster, you find yourself just this adrenaline coursing through your veins, and Max, you are the only one, unfortunately, to take a point of exhaustion as you
No.
head to...
I already got bad things on myself. Why not get another?
I'm so sorry,
Big Dick
Max.
saves
You-
even
you-
harder.
What does exhaustion do to me?
It's disadvantage
Oh my
at
god!
saving throws.
I like that Josh incurred it and then didn't have any of the penalties of it.
So you have a -2 due to the curse.
I'm using inspiration. I just got it, and I'm
You
using
got it. You got it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. Go for it.
Okay, that's it. Hopefully, that's better. That's a 12.
12.
I'll give him my inspiration. Do it. Do it. We are getting there on time.
Does a 12 not work?
12 is doesn't meet, unfortunately.
Oh my
so
gosh.
you'd still have
No, no, it's over. It's over.
All right. So Josh and Jacob, mark your inspiration off there. As Max, this is it really
Disadvantage
is
on all saving throw. Or what is
it
it?
really is as if the universe itself is trying to like slow you down here. You feel these tendrils sort of like pull at your back, and you feel this like otherworldly just like weight upon your shoulders that you haven't fully really dealt with yet, right? This pulling of the card, this curse that is upon you, these -2s sort of mechanically as we speak, but it is affecting you, of course, to the point where you're like, oh gosh, you don't know how you pace yourself as much. And as a result, you get a form of exhaustion here, one level of exhaustion. But Ignis, you had something to say?
Wordlessly, as they're trekking down and Ignis realizes that Max is falling a little bit behind, she will look around because she's observant. Even though she doesn't have nature skills, she's observant. And she'll find a sturdy walking stick and offer it to him without comment to help ease the journey.
I will take the walking stick.
Yes. As you get to the Port of Olo, it has been dark for a few hours. That doesn't mean the Port of Olo is asleep for sure. There is laughter. There is entertainment happening. There is, there is actually shadows in the alleyways as each of you make it to the Port of Olo proper here. Sounds like we're going straight to the Sylvan Mask, eh?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think also, like, while you guys are walking, Buster won't be talking, but in his head, he's trying to figure out what to tell the crew.
Going into this place, we could do 2 approaches. We could do book Harry Potter. Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Or we can go movie Harry Potter.
He said calmly. As you walk into, I bet Buster's leading the charge here, right?
Before-
Into the Sylvan Mask.
Before we enter, like as we're walking up to it, I'm just going to say real quick, Buster, he casts comprehend language and just says, "Before in tongue or for in pen, be they unknown, I comprehend." he wants to make sure that nothing gets said he doesn't understand.
I'll have everybody roll me a perception check as well as you come up.
With disadvantage.
And Jacob, that is with disadvantage because of your exhaustion.
Not great for me though. I didn't beat my passive. I didn't beat my passive perception. I got a 7.
That is my second natural 20 of the night on things that super don't matter.
Wow.
But I have -1 to perception, so it's only a 19.
19. Okay.
She is not wise.
Max.
With disadvantage, it's only an 18.
Oh my gosh.
Which is low for Max.
Shut up.
Max, what languages do you speak?
Wouldn't you like to know? No.
Yes.
I speak Common, Draconic, Aquan, and Infernal.
Okay. So languages that you don't comprehend, Max, but you do hear speaking. You hear a couple of fauns speaking in a Sylvan-type language. And so, of course, Ignis, you hear and start to understand as you approach. You hear a voice that is light upon the breeze as they say, in Sylvan, of course, happy to share any information we have. Do not wish. I'm just so surprised. I realized you didn't have. And then another voice interrupts in a more brusque manner, also the faun, going, yeah, we didn't know, but look, we're not in charge of the portal, okay? But we'll give you, we can share what we know. And so you hear this sort of conversation as you come up to the Sylvan Mask, right about the time that Buster starts to open the doors and walk in.
Can Ignis stop him first before he touches it, hearing that they're talking about the portal?
I won't fight it. Yeah, if you put a hand on my shoulder, I'll stop.
And she'll just put her finger to her lips, like a motion, as she's listening, and she'll point to her ears, knowing that Buster can comprehend languages.
Yeah, I kind of flick my ears up a little bit. They were down before. Now I kind of flick them up to listen.
Yeah, being told to listen, you are able to pick up this conversation. And Max, you now are able to listen, but it's all gibberish to you, of course.
He's very tired.
He's dying on the wall.
My partner is correct. We are not in charge. As you can see, there is a fey presence that just emanates from Olo, of course. But we're happy. We don't hide any of this information, if you will.
Yes, I do not blame you for not understanding all of the intricacies of the fey crossings and whatnot. But if you could help me find the way back, you see, I was in the middle of a very important journey, and I would be very eager to get back to it.
Ignis will meet Buster's eyes as we're listening.
You can understand it as well.
Yeah,
yes,
I speak
she knows Sylvan,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can comprehend
Yep,
languages.
Yeah.
Look, buddy, it's one transaction a season, right? It's just kind of up to whoever can get there, and we already had a group of an adventuring crew, a young sprite of a kid, come through saying he was going to go through, right? And so, if you must have been, I thought it had to be willing, but you must have been the result of him going through, right? If you just came back a few hours, right?
Yes, in fact, I was very grateful, if I'm being honest, to have a little bit of a reprieve, to not have to continue running from the slavering beast that had overtaken me as I searched the lost shrine of Taiki the Luck Thief.
Wait, what? Buster's going to push in at the sound of slathering beast.
So, Max, was there something you wanted to do before Buster pushes through in at slathering
before
beast?
that, in the middle of that even conversation, Max is listening with everybody and can't understand, and no one's told him they can understand. So he's just screw this. Boom! And he's going to kick in the door.
You didn't hear Matt?
Right,
His scarf, Buster's scarf was glowing, and he did a whole incantation
I
about
rolled an 18 on
understanding.
perception. I'm off today. I'm off in
What
my
are you talking
perception.
about? I rolled a 7 of perception.
Nope.
Right, it just so happens to coincide with the slathering beast. So Max kicks it in, and Buster goes, "Wait, what slathering beast?" You all three run in there, and you can see the two fauns. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the three of you have met the two fauns, right? Of the owners.
I'm aware of them.
I never did.
We were with Ataraxia outside when they saw him and beckoned him to come in.
So you see Elix and Thalassa, and Thalassa sort of like jumps and like puts her hands to her chest as she goes, good gracious, in common. Be like, welcome to the Sylvan Mask. But the big thing that you see is you see a third person here. And Ned, would you mind describing this third person that is speaking to the two Fey creatures?
Yes. And I'm just going to mention ahead of time, there is a lot to perceive about this individual. Yeah, just a visual cacophony. So, yes, you see, okay, the base of the individual you see is a birdman of sorts, bipedal, feathers all down the arms and back and whatnot. Not separate arms and wings, just feathered arms. The plumage of this bird is very similar to a black-billed magpie, so it's mostly black plumage with some white feathers here and there, and especially along the tail and the arm feathers, this sort of blue-green iridescence that kind of shimmers in the flickering firelight. But it is not only just the plumage of a black-billed magpie you see. You notice that in a couple places there are some differences, particularly at the throat. There is the plumage of a ruby-throated hummingbird, and kind of going out onto the wings, the green becomes more vibrant, like that of a ruby-throated hummingbird. And the eyes, you can see, are these bright golden eagle eyes, and some of the black feathers kind of around the eyes turn to more of a dark brown with tan edges and tips, kind of akin to like a Steller's sea eagle. And these are not the only sort of weird physical characteristics about this person either. So we've got this kind of melding of three different bird plumages into one, but also you can see that as he moves subtly, it's almost as if there's like an after image left behind, as if he's moving a little bit too quickly for your eyes to perceive. And you can also see that from within the eyes, there are occasionally these little embers that kind of shoot out and flicker upwards, and also from the beak and the nostrils. The beak typically would be long and black, but instead it is short and red, and the kind of red feathers go up towards the crest of his head as well, kind of similar to a cardinal. And the clothing that this individual is wearing, the base of it, if you were to imagine, if you ever played Prince of Persia Warrior Within, the clothing that the main character wears in that video game, you're not too far off. This tight leather cuirass around the torso, armless, and the pants around the legs, kind of loose flowing, sort of dark gray, a red sash around the waist. Around the neck, a strand of little carved totems and images of all different types. Then up on top of the head is a knit cap, kind of similar in the style of like a Rasta cap, kind of loose around the head in varying patterns of dark blues and grays. And coming out the back of the cap, kind of where hair might be coming down the back of the neck, instead are a whole array of feathers in all kinds of different shapes and colors, all different types of birds' feathers lining the edge of this cap. And then the last weird thing that you notice, there are these four little kind of motes of energy that kind of are circling around his head, not in any sort of defined pattern, just kind of floating and bobbing around. There's one that's just kind of like a little ball of light. One appears to be like a flame flickering in the air. One is kind of a crackling ball of electricity. And the final one, you try and look at it, and then the next thing you know, you're not looking at it anymore. You try and perceive it, but for some reason, it just doesn't stick in your brain. And so there's these four little motes of energy kind of floating around. And I think as you all come walking in, just barging in instinctively, I am going to activate my suppress sign ability. And the next thing you know, boom. It's just plumage of a black-billed magpie with still the clothing the same as it was before, but the cardinal beak is gone, the ruby-throated hummingbird plumage is gone, the embers are gone, the floating motes of light are gone. Just a more normal, I was about to say just a normal-looking Birdman, but that's not entirely true. A more normal-looking Birdman than he was when first you saw him.
So it's almost like not quite like octopus when they or just like an animal's defense mechanism, like camouflage, right? Just like just sort of like instinctive, right, Ned?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lots of questions, but you said there was a monster on the other side of the portal?
Well, it is where I was, at least, within the Fey realm. It is not guaranteed that the two locations are synchronous with each other. Because when I appeared, I was not atop the mountain where the Fey crossing is. I was in a back alleyway here within the port of Olo. So, with any luck, your friend is not facing the terrible beast that I was facing.
No, you listen here.
Buster's gonna just grab a chair and sit down.
You listen here. You're gonna tell us what we want to know. Through the ability check way or the attack roll way. And you don't want to know which one I have disadvantage on.
And yeah, I want to make sure nobody's leaving. I want to make sure neither of them are trying to make a dash for it, even though I'm sitting down. I still have my staff out.
The Lhasa chimes in and she goes, "Oh yes, of course. You're welcome to join. I must admit, I'm surprised that you three are here, and I assume that your friend Ataraxia, that he crossed over then. Yes?
Yeah, it wasn't clear that it would just be one of us that would cross over.
Did you tell him that it would be just one? Did you trick him too?
She holds up her hand, like defensively, while Elix goes, Now look here, okay? I just been telling this bozo here. I mean, I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Chozo Lebec.
Chozo. I was just telling this Chozo guy here. We don't control the portal, okay? It's been here forever. It's the first world, for heaven's sakes. All right?
Can I do insight check on this?
Yeah, you may insight.
I'm curious if because they also were telling him like they really have no, you know what I mean? They're just telling people how it is and they don't have any other intel.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see if I can call bull on that or if it's legit. So I got a +3 to insight, and I rolled a critical fail.
Oh,
Could I? No, I can't because I'm disadvantaged.
Max, you're like, can I?
So tired. He's so tired.
I can cast Zone of Truth.
Buster, with your natural 1, there is a blinding sense of like I don't know, like you don't know, like it's not like you don't distrust them, you want to trust them, you have a history in Olo, and although they are tricksy, you can't imagine that they would deceive Ataraxia, being also a fake creature, but you just don't know. You don't know. You might just, for the time being, have to take them at their word. And Max, panting,
Okay. Secrets. They're not fun. Secrets. They hurt someone, guys.
And I'm gonna start the enchanting of like the air around my staff to begin to heat for casting for the casting of a lightning bolt, just in case anybody tries to make a dash for it. I just want to do a shot, not at them, but just to like, if I have to get everyone's attention, I'll cast a lightning bolt.
I see, more of like a...
In a 15-foot sphere, everyone has to make a charisma saving throw, which is everyone in the room.
I will willfully fail it.
Ignis got a 16. I don't think that passes.
I think it would, because member saving throws aren't the best.
I got
'Cause it's against my spell save DC.
Got a 23.
23 for Ned.
Spell save, I always do this. 8 plus your proficiency plus your
Modifier.
Plus your wisdom.
Yeah, plus your wisdom.
Plus my wisdom, so 8. It's just 14.
Here we go. First one. That is a 13. And then the second one. That is a 7.
Whoa.
And what did the bird get?
23.
Those two gotta tell the truth. Burp, churro over here. I don't know what he's gonna say.
I was just gonna say this is being told just as Elix continues to talk. Be like, we didn't have any information. We don't control what happens at the portal. We told him that Fey magic is tricky. We told, and the portal, like halfway the spell has started to work halfway through her speaking, and you're like, they have to tell the truth. And she goes, we told him Fey realm is tricky. It's all about tricksing. Hence why he had the curse. I mean, he was trying to break it. I'm sure. I feel like we prepared him as much as we possibly could. All right.
Did you tell him only one person could go through the portal?
The Thalasso's like, yes, we did. We did say it's usually a one-to-one exchange, and that's why I had to come through, and Elix, so I can't remember if it's the other way around when we initially came here to the portfolio.
So, Ataraxia knew he would only go through, and he did it anyway.
And he made me lug this chest all the way up there? I don't think so. I don't think he knew.
Internally, Ignis is like pricked by how much that hurts. To realize that somebody that she was coming to respect knew that he was the only one that was going to go across. That we all went up under somewhat false pretenses.
Yeah, Buster doesn't believe that's the answer.
Right. Ignis is hurt internally about that and needs to think about it.
She's got to tell the truth. She's got to tell the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he understood. It doesn't mean that he knew what the situation was.
Were you clear?
Poor Max.
No.
Poor Max.
I need to know if you know any way that we can get back to the Fey realm other than Olo. I need to know what other way there is to.
Yes, I mean,
to help him.
there are portals all over the Shackles. I mean, I don't know of all the portals around because some of them change.
But do you know of one?
Is
Not
one
the
of
one
them
up the hill.
Is one of them in the archipelago?
Are we just all in? Are we in the yeah, the Shackles? Absolutely, we could get
Very confusing. Very confusing.
There are and she turns to Chozo, being like, I mean, we were just about to tell you a little bit about the possible avenues. I mean, you didn't. I mean, I assume that's why you.
Well, you get to it. Every minute Ataraxia is in the Feywild. Who knows what could be happening to him? Where's the next closest portal that you know of?
I mean, that's not entirely true with time being, but and Elix goes, hold on, Thalassa. But I mean, Chozo, did you? That's why you were coming to speak to us, is to know of any portal to get back, right? Am I correct?
Yes. I am invested in making it back to the first world. It seems that these interlopers here are interested in getting back to the first world as well. Perhaps interlopers know more then. Perhaps this is your first time dealing with such crossings between the realms, yes?
Yeah. Personally, yeah.
Well, it may be of benefit to you then to bring along with you someone who has a bit more experience in this regard.
Hey, you both could help each other, right? And you want to get to the Fey realm, pointing to Chozo and Thalassa, and you three would like to get to the Fey realm to get to Ataraxia as quickly as possible, which, as I said, as she looks at you, Ignis, it may not actually be that time. We could talk about it later.
I unfurl a map of the Shackles that's just like it's just a really simple map of the Shackles, and I lay it out on the table, and I point at it with the finger really hard, like banging on the table, and I go, other portals now.
Yeah, I mean...
And like some lightning starts to coalesce around his staff, like it starts to crackle with energy.
Just calm down. I will share what we have. It's not a secret. We're not trying to keep things secret when it comes to the first world. Of course.
But you're wasting time. Time we don't have. We need to get to a captain.
Yeah, Chozo will he'll kind of like push through these very aggressive people, just lean across to Thalassa. It is a delicate moment. Let us act with haste.
Of course. I apologize. And she runs over to her desk, grabs a inkwell. Max just heaving with asthma over there.
It's the city, man. It's the city air. It's getting
the smog, you know. She very quickly starts to get to like some distinct places, and the first one she circles is a big circle, actually. which kind of raises your eyebrows. But way up north at the top of the Shackles, the Eye of Abendigo, she just draws a big circle there. And she goes, not so much a portal to the Fey realm, but a portal to multiple realms, if you will. Typically the elemental water, but this one is a possible avenue if you know what you're doing and you have the
Most direct route.
Of course.
Give us more.
Give us more.
Less words, more writing.
I'm going from top down, of course. And she just starts circling some islands that are way far away. And she does some that are like a little bit south. Some that she circles some with like a question mark around them. She's like, now these are ones that they used to be there. Elix says, okay, but they may not be there anymore. They may require something specific. I'm sure you had the pleasure of meeting the Guardian up on the mountain. Yeah, there's some of them that have like a handful of quote unquote trials you have to go through. These ones we're putting with question marks, okay? Less desirable entry points. There is one that she puts with she doesn't circle it necessarily, but she finishes circling question marks, and then she just sorts near the port of Olo, she writes the Brine Banshee question mark. And she goes, this is one that we are unclear about, as Olo has been a bit tight-lipped about this one. Yeah, we are not quite sure what happened here, but we definitely get the feeling that there's something more when it comes to this instance here. Even though it was a ship, we know a little bit of the detail. Are you aware of some of the details here that happened?
It has to do with like the hells though, right? Not the Pharaoh.
Yeah, because you did the bone casting.
Right. Yes, that's correct. However, because it's a crossing to a realm, we're unclear if it could be viewed as, if it could be like, if you could like piggyback off of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Bird guy, what do you know about crossing over, piggybacking off of like if we go to a portal that goes to hell, can we get to the Fey realm instead?
Definitely, absolutely. 100%. I believe so.
You can roll. You can roll
in the zone of truth.
Deception check.
So he saved against it. He saved against the zone of truth, and you know that. But Ned,
we can still do like an insight check on him.
You can do an insight, but Chozo, I'll have you roll a Let's have you roll. Would it be? I kind of want to make it arcane, but a history-based something.
I rolled a terrible insight.
It's kind of like, I don't know.
I have a terrible insight too. So
you can
I have
choose
an okay insight.
history or arcane if you'd like to roll.
Don't worry. I'll see if he's lying.
Okay, I'll go with history.
It's a 4.
Now, here's one of the fun little things about my race. I am playing the Kindled Corvum from the Humblewood expansion, and I have an ability that I have advantage on all charisma checks to convince other people about my exceptional knowledge of history.
So, this instance. All right. Cool.
Buster's gonna let fly the lightning bolt, like just to hit a wall, not to contradict what he's saying. He says 100%, and Buster can't tell if he's lying, and he's saying it so
that wasn't
definitively.
diegetic. That was me as Ned trying to just BS my way into having an answer.
Yeah, no. He's rolling here to see if he actually has knowledge about that sort of stuff.
Yes, so we're going to use one luck point to reroll that nat 1.
Oh, Chozo has luck. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to use another luck point to reroll that 8 because I really want these people to be impressed by my knowledge of history.
Yes.
There we go. That's a modded 20.
Okay, with a modded 20, you absolutely can. You have heard instances of being able to piggyback, and in fact, with your history, your knowledge of the dimensions of the realms, and tapping into the innate magic of the material realm of those civilizations that have long since passed, you almost have to yourself piggyback off of that sort of like lost magic, right? Or forgotten magic. And so being able to recall and understanding a little bit about the multiverse and just the fabric of how the realms are created, you are very confident that, yes, you can piggyback off of it. It would take work, and you would need some sort of anchor from the first world itself to really help ensure that the piggybacking gets you through to where you don't go to the initial place, in this case the Nine Hells, this to where you can essentially veer off and just use the innate magic of the portal to send you in the correct direction there. That's the knowledge you get with that mod of 20.
Yeah, with this knowledge about needing like an anchor, something from the first world, I reach into a pocket and I pull out another little carved totem. This appears to be a 6-sided die, and on each of the sides are images of 4-leaf clovers. This totem of Taiki, the luck thief, that I stole from the shrine. Like, the reason I was being chased by this beast, I was searching for information about this lost powerful vestige. And I have here with me this little fey artifact, almost as it were, this totem representing this vestige, and I clip it onto my necklace with all of the other totems that are jangling up and down it, and say,
should we attune ourselves to the energies of the Fey realm, and with a little bit of luck from the luck thief, we should be able to bend the portal to our whims.
Buster, like, because he can't tell who's telling the truth or whatnot in this truth thing, but he has to believe him because he can't do anything, because it's the best case scenario if they can use the Brian Bancy location. He's still gonna cast the lightning bolt, but it's really just like, it's bluster. You can decide for yourself whether it's intimidating or not. He says, heated air now ionizing. Then he snaps his other hand, his free hand, and some lightning kind of sparks into it. He goes, then spark to charge, my bolt of lightning. And he fires this like dramatic, intense bolt. Like, it's a lot of damage when it's an attack. But he just fires it like against like a wall, just to like strike it into a wall or break a table or something like
heavens.
that.
Hey,
he goes,
careful with the weather in here, okay?
just so we're all clear, okay? If anybody is managing to lie or trick us about this, I will fight my way back from hell and make you pay.
And me too. And I fire my crossbow. Which usually is pretty powerful, but compared to that, was probably not as impressive.
yeah, I lean across and I say,
Perhaps we should put all cards on the table then.
and I use my action to remove my suppress sign. All of the weird sort of changes come back, and I lean into Buster and hold up the totem of La Diablesse, the devil woman, and I say,
I have already fought my way back through hell. Do not worry, we can do this together.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, Buster, by the way, as much as he's like trying to be mean and belligerent, he looks like a very bedraggled, like old bunny guy who is absolutely gassed, and that was probably his biggest spell he had in the chamber. So, good. Okay. What do we think, Ignis? What's Max, sit down, for goodness sake. Buster gets up out of the chair.
Thank you.
Max just falls over. Max just doesn't sit, just falls.
Get your CPAP machine out here.
Looking at the map before us, does the Brian Banshee, is that the one that's closest, or is?
So the Brian Banshee.
I'm curious of just like not being able to see the map in front of us. The Brian Banshee, we have a connection to. We have the finger. It's connected to Harrigan. We have like story plot reasons for it, but Ignis is much more interested in the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Even if that has to go through another trial, she would rather physically do a trial if it meant we got to there faster than going through the Brian Banshee.
Yeah, so the Brian Banshee, they didn't circle it because, we don't know where it is, okay? It's so tight-lipped in here. All we've been able to pick up are the rumors, are the, you said you have a finger. That's a weird finger. But we don't...
Didn't they give it to us?
We don't know.
No, we got it from
it was the other lady.
yeah.
It was the underworld lady that gave it to us.
Deandrin, I think was
That's
her
right,
name.
sorry.
Dedrian.
Dedrian, there we go. Yeah, we don't know where it is. We barely been able to piece together what Harrigan's done, and that's only because we need to be experts on anything otherworldly that's even remotely near us. Before anybody speaks further, what's everybody's passive perception?
Do I have disadvantage on it?
What? A 9?
13.
This is the first low perception character I've played in longer than I can think.
Ned, I didn't know that a number
be
on your
below
character
10.
sheet could be that low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to prioritize charisma for this character.
All right, so 9 for Chozo. Buster, 13?
13.
Not disadvantage or minus Max, so you're good as you are finally laying down.
19. Hey, all the blood's coming back to my head when I lay down. Oh my gosh.
My passive perception is 14 and my passive investigation is 17.
Okay.
My passive insight.
Max. As you're laying down on this couch, sitting down on this chair, you're like, you realize the streets outside have gone pretty quiet. Wasn't the tavern across the way just bustling when you walked into the Sylvan Mask not 20 minutes ago?
Does this house have little windows to peek outside of?
Yeah.
So Max will stand up as everyone's still talking about the map and just walk over to the window and just kind of move the shutter a little bit.
Yeah, Buster's like, no, I'll mend the wall. I'll cast a mending on the wall. I promise. I'll fix it. Jeez.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I have to use some of my magic.
Somehow I feel like Buster and this gal actually vibe together for some reason.
Max, as you go over to the window and you sort of just peek out of curtain, the tavern is empty. Lights on, but has been emptied. And there's nobody in there, but there are people standing in the road and the street just outside, almost in formation, facing the Sylvan Mask.
Do I recognize?
Familiar face, because I think, were you on deck with Ataraxia as you came into the Portavolo, or were you below deck? I can't.
No, everybody was on deck because we had the big
I was like, that
introduction
captain
branding
sucks.
moment.
We all saw the other captain, yeah.
Okay. You see a familiar figure up
Ratline.
front. Captain Rake Ratline Harlow. And 5 other individuals.
And they look like they are intent to harm toward here.
Most of them with weapons drawn.
Max just looks out and recognizing that captain, that very specific captain, just smiles to himself and he's like,
Today's gonna be a good day after all.
and he loads his crossbow.
That's where we're going to end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Yeah, it is. Today's going to be a good day after all. What a button.
Oh, man. I think maybe the reason why Buster and Elix are getting along is because she has digitigrade feet.
Oh my god.
And honestly, she's kind of a bit of a constantly annoyed and
She absolutely
doesn't suffer long conversation.
Absolutely, she's constantly annoyed. All right.
As they're talking, I was like, I think they talk to each other the same way. It's the same vibe.
Yeah.
It's the same. What is it? Different name, same font, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What an episode, everybody.
Dude,
It was
very exciting. I love this bird guy, Chozo.
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 I called him
It is
Chorizo.
100% a Metroid reference.
Hey, Metroid. It's nice to see. It's nice to see things developing here. We're gonna have to see how this fight. Is it gonna be a fight? Yeah, probably gonna be a fight. Plays out in the next episode here of I.
It's a battle of the bands.
Oh, it's going to be a fight. He hasn't punched somebody in a while.
We're gonna have to see how this fight pans out in the next episode of I Cast Fireball. Ned, Mickey, Jacob, Josh, thank you for playing, and listeners, thank you for joining us on this fun, wacky adventure that we're doing on the high seas. We just love going through and creating this story with you, following along. And if you like what you're hearing, shoot us an email, icastfireball2020@gmail.com, where we might shout you out on a future episode. You can shoot us a message at our Instas as well, or our social medias at icastfireball20. Mickey, I believe, is the one helming our social media with fun and clever reels and clips and memes that she's found. But she will also direct all of that to being shouted out as well. Or you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcatcher of your choice. But speaking of shout outs, here we go. We're shouting out Juniper. Juniper reached out to us, said, as I rifled through my podcast recommendations, I found iCast Fireball. Was very intrigued to see it, and now they've listened to episode 50 within 3 weeks. That's a lot of listening, and thank you, Juniper.
Inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration to you, Juniper. They did have a question, though. They want to make fan art, and where can they post it for us? You are welcome to post fan art on your social medias, and you can tag our handle at icastfireball20, or shoot us an email and we will probably feature it on our social media as well. Of course, we have our Discord that you can also jump in and share as well. We've got another shout out that I'm gonna they shot us an email. This is Cody, who I actually ran a game for Cody locally, and cool dude, real cool dude here. And he said loves the show. He found it first family-friendly D&D podcast. He also loved, recommended Make Believe Heroes as well. But he does have a Crunch Squad request. He's not all the way caught up, but he's wondering if we can do a Tempest Domain Cleric Crunch Squad. And maybe we can get that on the list. We have quite a long list for Crunch Squad requests, don't we, Ned?
That we do.
Yeah, we got quite a few.
And we just introduced a new character with even more Crunch Squad episodes to do.
Cody, might be a while before we get that, but Cody's last thing, he says, P.S., Lance is his favorite. So shout out to Lance from season 1 for Cody here. If you want to get shouted out on a future episode of iCast Fireball, shoot us those emails. And if you want to interact with us more directly than email, you can go to our patreon.com/icastfireball20, and you can join our $5 tier, where you can get instant access to Discord, where we're in there on the daily chatting with people about classes, about spoilers, about conspiracies, or just fun stuff we're doing. So go give that a look. And speaking of shout outs, we're going to shout out our sister podcast, Improv Tabletop, where they're going through a long version of a campaign. Usually it's short 1 month of campaigns, but this one, it's a longer one in the world of Lego. Lego Monster of the Week horror. Fun, wacky shenanigans ensue. Go check them out, and don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. But lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Haracon,
Maximus Chance,
Chozo Lebec,
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.